As you are aware, Corvette Ventures obviously has chosen to support St. Jude as our major event, as our major charity. And for those of you who donated money, we say thank you a lot. I'm here to tell you it has literally changed our life. I think everybody here knows somebody who's died of cancer, or has a family member who's had cancer. No question that cancer affects everybody. But to see a child that has cancer and know that there's a treatment or there's a place for treatment is an unbelievable feeling to know that. I can't believe the possibility of facing and losing a child, and thank goodness St. Jude does what it does to combat childhood cancer, and how far they've come in curing childhood cancer. When Danny Thomas started this, the survival rate was 4 or 5%, and now it's up to, is it 90%? Over 80. It is incredible.
Don't do it. You know, I think I will, but I don't do whatever that is. Danny Thomas was down and out, and he had a family.
Hang on a second. Danny Thomas was down and out.
And he had a family, and he prayed to St. Jude and said, if you get me through this, and help me with my family, I will make a shrine to you that's going to make a difference to the world. And the man did it. And I think that's just overwhelming. And if you can see those kids and all they do, and you can see what Corvettes do for those kids, when we go roaring in there and the ground shakes and they forget they're sick for a little bit, you would give for the rest of your life. It's just unreal.
It is life-changing. Thank you, Bob. You know, we take one of the most fun items that we have, our Corvette, and with St. Jude, we do something that directly affects children's lives. I mean, how much more rewarding is that? So Barbara and I hope in the future you join us in a St. Jude Corvette drive. We'd like to show you a short video of one of the kids from St. Jude now for a minute.
He is so personable. If you see him at the store, you better say hi, because if you don't, he will continue to say hi and say, Mommy, why aren't they talking to me? He is mechanically inclined. I mean, he will, if he, there's...
We're gonna start over.
Yeah.
While he's doing that, we'll do a prize 949. 949. It's the line you're going to want. 832. When the bar reaches in the auditorium. 703. 703. Here we go. I know he's going to want wine. No question. 854. 854. Steve Church. Okay, here's our video.
So personable. If you see him at the store, you better say hi, because if you don't, he will continue to say hi and say, Mommy, why aren't they talking to me? He is mechanically inclined. I mean, he will, if there's a screwdriver laying around, he will have takes shelves off the wall. He's trying to take door pins out of the doors. Like, he's got his fake tools and he is hammering away.
I was on a tractor today. I put some new screws in, but my motor wasn't doing it now. I could get my motor going on the tractor because I had a new screw.
To sum up 2019, we started the year off, I was pregnant, and we had sold our home way quicker than we had ever expected.
And we had no place to go. We borrowed my parents' camper, moved in.
Elliot was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia on April 2nd of 2019. He was 22 months old at the time. Coming into St. Jude, we just kind of felt like we were where we were supposed to be.
I just thought it would be awful, and nothing could be further from the truth.
Elliot looks around and he's like, there's other kids here.
He's walking up and down the halls talking to everybody. Everybody's got a smile on their face. The staff, the patients, it's a magical place. If my dad would have got what my son has, he would surely have died. If I would have got it, I'd have had about a 50% chance of survival. And now Elliot, my son, has over 94% chance. It's pretty amazing in just a few generations. We don't expect him to remember any of this, which is a blessing in one way. But another way, we're going to feel an obligation just to tell him, what he went through and what he overcame, and how tough he really is. So maybe I'll say, Elliot, you've been through so much. There's nothing in this life that you won't be able to handle.
Lots of stories like this. In the St. Jude Corvette drive, we leave from Washington, Illinois, go to Dyersburg, Indiana, Dyersburg, Tennessee, stay overnight, and then the next morning we go into Memphis. This year we had 90 Corvettes. We raised $320,000, and now we've raised $2,300,000 over the last 10 years. It's an amazing event. There's two things that are really unbelievable. The one is the fun part. When we get to Dyersburg, we've got about an hour and a half to get into Memphis. Now, how many small towns between an hour and a half out of a town like Memphis? There are a lot of small towns. A 4-lane road, like out on Highway 13, we had 18 motorcycle cops from that county who lead us into Memphis. We were in the left lane, they were in the right lane. They were going by us at 80, 90, 100 miles an hour to get to the next intersection. That's interesting. But then when we got to the hospital, we drove through the hospital with some patients, mostly staff, lining the roads, cheering and everything. We had earlier in the month a child who was literally on his last legs. They could not save him and wanted to sit in a Corvette. And so we peeled off one and he got to enjoy his Corvette. Sorry, sometimes that's a little hard to talk about. So think about what you do with your Corvette. I know you all have your own charities, and that's fine. Every charity does good. Find out how much goes to fundraising and what they do with the money. One of the interesting things about St. Jude is, obviously they've made huge breakthroughs in childhood cancer. They do not patent anything. What they find, they share with the world. They do not make money off of the drugs they find. So you don't have drugs that would cost somebody $4,000 a month. If you have a child with cancer, let's say you were here in the Dells, you were diagnosed with cancer. From that moment, The family pays no expenses, period. They do not take your insurance. They say, you save your insurance for your family. We'll pay for everything. It's amazing. I'm blessed to be on the board of directors of the St. Jude Corvette Drive. In addition to here, and hold your applause for a minute, we have several other board members, Robin Jones and his wife Lisa, John Hasse and his wife Connie, and Dan Grove are here. Dan's here with his daughter. And then we have some team leaders who are retired board members, Mo Sweet and Connie Durham. So it's awesome to support people that have been on the St. Jude Drive. So if you've been on the drive, would you stand up, please? Stand up. If you want to know more, these people will tell you more. It's life-saving. A lot of you contributed on your registration for St. Jude Corvette Drive. So what I'd like to have is Robin, Dan, and John, come on up here. We've got a check for you. Mike, would you present this check? Where's the camera? There it is. $5,850. And how this works, half of that money is your money, half of it was donated by Mike and Ann Kaminsky. Thank you guys for supporting us.
Please smash that thumbs up.